Man, listen, we laughing already. I love it. We are just here at Hub 13, getting it started today. Let's see here. And yeah, that's what we doing. Let's clap. Let's try that clapping one more time. I like that. I'm here with two grumpy old men. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Well, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, y'all know. Hello, everyone. It's Monday. How y'all doing? And it's my birthday month, right? It's Women's Month.
When is your birthday?
The 23rd.
Oh, the 23rd.
The 23rd. I just
You're
started
not a
celebrating.
Pisces.
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm an Aries.
My wife's a Pisces.
Really?
Her
Okay.
birthday is Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all doing something special?
Big party?
Are y'all doing anything in particular? Anything?
They are.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are.
Any invite you?
No, they're having a woman's thing. It's
Oh,
Women's Month,
but
and
don't go.
we're going to get in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
get
very
it.
pleased.
Don't go.
That's one drug we don't have to worry about having.
Hello.
Don't
Yeah.
go.
You know
Yes.
when families get together, somebody get drunk.
Ooh. But you know what? With that being said, this is probably why I have my name all over my pants. So just in case I get lost, they'll be able to find me or at least know my name.
Where do you find this stuff?
So at least thank you to Tiny Trees for these personalized pants. So at least they'll be able to locate me. But yes, it's Women's Month, and thank you yesterday for a great show. It was a really very great show. Good show yesterday. Y'all have to come out on Sundays here at Hub 13 on Sundays. The men, the grumpy old men, get on the couch. Gentlemen come through the building and they have a conversation with them.
Interesting from time to time, extremely.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know who's coming in.
And that's freelance.
Yeah.
But also too, I don't know about you, Mr. Dennis, but I really want to talk about this Women's Month because I'm finding it fascinating. I'm surprised that 2 months is so much information given out that's positive, even though somebody broke the in between the positive with the war over there in Iran. But we're going to dismiss that for right now. But the Women's Month, can you give us a little detail on it and what events are you participating in coming up this month?
Well, thank you for asking, gentlemen. Thank y'all so very much. Y'all know these are my two amazing co-hosts. I call them the two grumpy old men because they are so funny. They don't even bother to take their coat off and nothing. Y'all just want to get right into it. We ready, Yolanda? I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So thank you, gentlemen, so much, Mr. Daniels and Mr. Willis. When you say Women's Month, I'm so excited about Women's Month because, like you said, it gets a chance to highlight women, right? Not just black women, but women of all races, women that contributed to the betterment of women, the positivity of women, right? To highlight women that are doing positive things, right? But then also you want to reflect about African American women, mainly who have definitely contributed and done some great things. Here at Hub 13, every third Wednesday we highlight women, right? And we ask them to come in and host, talk about whatever there is in a safe space. We like to do that. I see that there's going to be some various events going out, throughout the city, throughout everywhere. So people should be highlighting women, right? For me, myself, as an author, I'm going to be promoting my book, I'm a Lady, right? This month, it's going to be about, about that book. And that book entails just talking about things women may have forgotten about themselves, about, for instance, pampering ourselves. We get so busy, right? And we forget to just do the simple things of pampering ourselves. You know what I mean? Won't go into detail with that. But then also, we forget to how to sit quiet with ourselves, So those are the things that I feel like when it's Women's Month, it should be time that we focus in and get aligned with ourselves. So, gentlemen, you gentlemen talk about women all the time. You hear what I'm saying. Give me your thoughts about Women's Month and what it means to you.
I'm going to tell you what it means to me because I have to reflect back to my childhood, which was very interesting. My grandmother taught school, and in 1918 she had a master's degree in early childhood education, which was outstanding for a black woman. But her circle, she had a friend, Dr. Georgia Ellis Brown, who lived right here on West State Street, West End Avenue, I'm sorry. And she was a black podiatrist. But all of her clientele was white because we really didn't know anything about a foot doctor. So, but that's how she made her living. But her husband was a security guard because that was the best job he could get at that time. And I'm talking about when I was aware of them, I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and most of my grandmother's friends, Pansy Leonard, who taught up in Princeton, Alice Cobbin, who taught up in Princeton. But these were black women that, held their heads up high. There was Fanny Allen, who was a psychiatric technician, which at that time was the equivalent of a licensed practical nurse. These were all, and they had their social group. Alice Harmon from Princeton, and the Broadway family out of Princeton, the Gary family out of Princeton. But these were all professional people, the women, the men. Like I remember George Gary. Helen taught school, but George was the mailman. So you see, I saw the type of woman that I've got this. I'm going to push it forward, and this is what I'm going to do. Where the men, didn't seem to have that much courage, or they whooped their behind. It must have been something to hold them back, because I saw a lot of professional black women. My aunt Teresa Madden, who sat on Ewing Township Board of Education as president, then later sat on council as council president. I mean, and in that circle was Bonnie Watson Coleman, but her father, was a freeholder, then an assemblyman, and we knew the entire family. But the whole point is, I saw women that just every day were achievers. And I take my hat off. Love her or leave her. Katharine Graham was a hellraiser. With the Democratic Party, she was state chair, she was county chair, just like Bonnie Watson, state chair, county chair. But I didn't really see the men make all of these achievements that I've seen women do over the years. I'm 78 years old, and so for 70 years, I have seen women go forward. And I know me myself, I'd rather have a woman in the chair than a man in the chair, because she is going to be compassionate, she's going to be understanding, and that mother wit in her, she's going to give out different advice on different situations than a man would.
Good hum.
Did we hit a note?
Yeah,
okay,
y'all
go
did
ahead.
a good job. But the type of women I knew was, majority of them were stay-home mothers. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. The majority of the black men in Birmingham, Alabama, they either worked in the coal mine or the steel mill. Now they had some black women that worked, but most of it was at home with the children. It's like when I went to school in the morning, my dad was already going to work, but my mother was there. When I got out of school and went home, my mother was there. Then my father came home later on out of the coal mine. And my mother kept all of us under control. She, with looks and threats. She never had to carry them out, but we knew because I'm not telling when I said we, I'm talking about the children that I grew up with. We all had the same rule book. All the mothers was the same. They would feed you and send you home. And as far as talking about disrespecting women, that was out. That was out. There was no disrespecting any, because this is Miss So-and-so. And she knew your mother, and your mother knew her. Everybody knew everybody. And all the women looked out for all the children in the neighborhood. And the men took care of the women in the neighborhood. Because you had, in the neighborhood, there was always men, because you had men that like worked 12 to 8, 40, 12, 8 to stuff like that. So there was always men in the neighborhood. It's like a lot of women there, but there were men in there. So if a stranger came through there and asked a lady something, she told him, and maybe if he didn't like the answer, then the man, he had to deal with the man next. Because the women were gonna take care of the children. And I was amazed, I had a lot of lady school teachers, and they was wonderful. I can name all of them right now. So I was my auntie, my Aunt Lily, she had the kindergarten. My grandmother had a big old house. The house still sits there now. And not too far from where her house was, they got a nightclub. They had a nightclub, Tornado Ticket, called the Grand Terrace Ballroom. All your entertainers back in the day, like Bobby Blue Band, B.B. King, so forth and so on, they used to walk from the Grand Terrace to her house, and she'd be over there cooking for them. Because Mr. Shelton, the man that owned the Grand Terrace, they was all good friends, you know. So I don't know what I would do without black women. I don't know about the rest of y'all. But black women have kept me straight. Believe me, they have kept me straight. So I don't, you know, I'm just thankful. God sent us some more.
Amen. Amen.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Yeah, because, you know, like you said, we have a whole month to celebrate women. Get together, women, you know, create these spaces, come together and connect, you know. We always invite people to come here, come to the hub. You know, hub stands for Helping Urban Businesses. So we're glad about that, you know what I mean? So if you can give advice to a young man right now about women, what would it be?
I know my advice would be, if you feel disrespectful, then you don't need to go around any black woman. Because of the fact, if she's on top of her game, she's gonna get you straight. But she's gonna do it in such a way, it all depends on the situation you put yourself in. Now, if you wanna go out here and show off, she's gonna tell you in front of your friends. If you are on a one-on-one, she's still gonna tell you you're not beyond reproach. That's what I see, even in today's woman, especially the women that have really gotten up and moved forward and have had strong women mentors, you know, in their lives. You can tell who's been led down the road and what road they've been led. Now, it's no different than anything else. If a woman has hustled all her life, everybody around her, even a good hustler has good advice, okay? Doesn't mean you have to do what I do, okay? But if you ask me something, I bet you I can tell you something that's gonna benefit you. And that's the benefit I see with even women today. You gotta look beyond the shell and look into the person.
I like that.
Well, my advice to young men, old men, middle-aged men, I'm talking about black women, because that's all I know. All I know is black women. So, you know, I grew up in a segregated society. Everybody in my neighborhood was black. So all the people I've been around is black. But this would be my advice to a young man approaching a young lady of whatever age group. First thing you do when you approach her, when you approach her, be respectful to you. So if I'm respectful to me, I'm automatically going to be respectful to the lady, because that's the way I was raised. Open the door for the lady.
Amen.
If she got a bag, help her out.
Yes.
You know, just let her know that you care for her. You ain't trying to get no date. You just care for the lady, the human being. And you're trying to show her that you are a human being toward her. And I think this way, our women will be able to relax more because they know the men are looking out for them. So my advice to any man, if you get a lady, first thing you have to do, treat her like a lady. And that means you got to act like a man. Keep your hands in your pockets. Don't hit her for God's sake, please don't. Leave her alone, you know. But my advice, if you love her, you ain't gonna hit her. You can't do enough for her because you love her and you love her children and you love yourself. So if you got a lady, treat her like a lady. Be strong. Stand strong in your spot. Walk like a man.
You know, that reminds me, and you know, I always have a story, it's true. When I moved into the building that I'm in now, you know, I'm a good morning, good afternoon, holler to everybody, you know, when I walk into a room, because that's the way we were raised. You the one that came in the room, so you should acknowledge everybody. You know,
That's true.
Well, we're, you know, there's elevator in the building. So it didn't make any difference to me what nationality the female was because it's an interracial building. But this one black woman said to me, we were standing near the elevator and I went like this. In other words, you know, you go ahead. So we got in the elevator and she got ready to get off on her floor and we were getting off on the same floor, I'm sorry. And she turned to me, she said, you know, I'm a married woman. And no, because you know something? You've never been treated like I'm treating you. And I'm doing that out of respect and out of friendship and to get to know you. No more, no less. So you can tell who, you know, what kind of upbringing you've had as a female. And it's the same thing with a male. You can tell, you know, your background on how you are in your adult life. She totally thought I was hitting on her. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna say that on the air. But I was stunned because of the fact, why would you think this? And you know, people watch you. From the time, you know, I came in the building, I have not changed my MO. Good morning, good afternoon, or whatever project. We've had the podcast, you know, in my building and more than one time, you know what I mean? But I was just surprised to think that, and to myself, I thought to myself, you know, you're really not my type, and you really not the type of woman that I look for, that I would want to be with. It's a certain personality, a certain MO, you know, and life is serious, but you know something, I do like a female that likes to have a good time on board. You know what I mean? On board. Just come on, let's hang, you know? Because then you get a different perspective on different hanging with the boys than it is with the girls. You know what I mean?
What we do, I think, it's called the ride along. I tell people it's my birthday month. I tell people I'm not doing no formal invites this year. If you want to hang out with me, put it in the comments and we'll hang out. You know me, do the ride along. I told them, I said, listen, we probably end up on a train, plane, but whatever. You know how we.
Yesterday.
Yeah, you know how we do. You know how we do. You know what I mean? So, Mr. Woods, what do you think about that? You know what I mean? Like where women, you know, feel like a lot of times men feel like they don't need to open a car door for a lady.
Well, I like to put a lady in shop the other day. I was going into the store, and she opened the door, and she was holding the door for me. So I walked up to the door and I stopped. She said, I said, no, I can't do that. I said, you got to go first. You're a lady. Let me grab this door for you. She said, Mister, what's your name? I said, what is your name? I said, they call me Mr. D. Because this is what we have to get back to.
Oh, absolutely.
We have to get back to. You know, it's, to me, a lot of people think, oh man, I ain't got time for that. Yes, you do.
You do. And it don't take
Yes,
a second.
you do.
It don't take a second.
You will be talked about in goodness, and you don't even know.
That's true.
Because they gonna tell somebody. They are definitely gonna tell somebody. Young men, if a young man see me opening the door, car door for some lady, like one time we was in Pennsylvania, he said, that's still around. I said, man, it never left. Y'all just didn't pick it up.
You know, sometimes catching the bus, I have to block you.
Right, they let the
And,
lady
you know,
know.
and then, ooh, that's the female. Ooh, I love to hear that sound. I love it. But you know, chivalry is
not that.
It's an art. It's an art, you know, and
It works.
It's something that I feel that every man should do automatically. If you want that woman, you can catch her with kindness, and that's the best kindness you can give her.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of women talking about you and don't even know you. But they be talking about how nice you are and the things that you took, and they're not looking for a boyfriend and you're not looking for a girlfriend.
That's right.
Just kindness.
This is how I was raised. This is how we really was raised. If I had my whole life to live over, if I could be born tomorrow, and they say, Daniels, where you want to grow up at? If I can have the same people that grew up in my neighborhood, that's where I want to grow up at.
Yeah.
In Birmingham, Alabama, on the west side. That's where I want to grow up at. With those people. I don't want Beverly Hills. I want that neighborhood, and I want those people.
I love it.
Although it was segregated, that didn't bother me at all. Didn't bother me, because we stayed to ourselves.
But it taught you how to act.
Yo, well, one thing about it, in my neighborhood, this is the type of neighborhood I lived in. You could walk the street 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, nobody was gonna bother you. Nobody. I mean, nobody. No insider was gonna come in and bother you. You didn't have to worry about the police, because they wasn't coming. You could call the police over and over and over. They was not coming. A house caught on fire in my neighborhood one time. They called the fire department, they still waiting on them. They still, I'm telling you the truth, on Church Street, right at the corner, Church and High Bunny. Right on the corner, Church Street and High Bunny. House caught on fire. We all down there looking at the house. House burned down.
Damn.
Next morning, you know how the smoke and stuff is still there? No fire department.
Never came.
Never came. Never came.
Well, listen, it is 2026, right? We want to be able to continue to move forward. We want people to just regular good old manners. These gentlemen are here every Sunday, right? Even when it was snowing out, they were still trying to come. Don't come out here, yours icy out. I'm still wearing my boots. I told you I'm not taking these boots off until all the snow is gone. I'm not slipping and slide. I'm not doing that. So they come out and they talk to the young men. Like yesterday we had a great guest, young man Lex, and then we had the three-wheel bullies. They came through, and the bikers, you know. So these men are here. If y'all want to come and sit and chat with them, you can always come down to Hub 13 on a Sunday or a Monday, 3 o'clock on Sunday, and 11:30, 12 on a Monday, right? Clap it up for that. Y'all good? Y'all good? Good. So listen. And don't forget, it's Women's Month, it's birthday month. If you want to purchase one of my books,
Actually, Yolanda, you know, next Sunday is supposed to be almost 70 degrees.
Ooh.
We can have a little surprise for a Sunday's podcast.
oh, absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
and yeah.
It's supposed to be, next weekend is supposed to be 70 all weekend. So.
So y'all heard it from them because we celebrating my birthday. We ain't doing no
Oh
invites.
my
We just
God.
out. We just out here. So
And
listen,
Daniels don't drink.
we drink water.
Oh, okay. Good enough.
Put some food in there. You know. So listen. It's my birthday. If you want to pick up my book that we're going to be reading this month, I'm a Lady. You can pick it up here at Hub 13. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it from Classic Bookstore. Whatever you want, but just still come by Hub 13. We're having a good time over here. We'll be back again on Sunday and Monday. We'll talk with you soon. Peace. Clap it up, y'all. Clap it up.
Oh, that was a good one. But you know something, the last time I was south, I was surprised. I was in Orlando. Yeah, I was in Orlando. The last time I was in South to be in a, to be in a neighborhood. And